And now, Giant Sports Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Eric and Glenn.
Welcome to Giant Sports Talk Live here Wednesday night. It's Hump Day, Lou. We're going to do a little bit of the WBC postgame. USA advances, Lou, barely. We'll talk a little bit about that. Mr. Mark DeRosa. Everybody wanted this guy as a manager, and boy, that was a little bit weird yesterday. But and then, of course, we'll get to some Giants talk, do our thing. But, Lou, we're getting that much closer to freaking Saturday, man. I cannot wait. It's going to be so much fun. Matter of fact, guys, it's only going to be me and Lou tonight because Glenn is preparing to take a very early flight from Winnipeg into San Francisco. He will be in San Francisco tomorrow afternoon. So he's getting all prepared, ready to go. He's packed up, has all the gear ready. So he is going to go live while we're in Tommy's Mexican restaurant. So it should be a lot of fun. What's up, Lou?
Hey, what's up, Eric? How are you?
Good,
and
man.
Eric, the other good thing about Saturday, no excuses with the weather. It's going to be about 76 degrees when it's weather like that. What could be better than walking into Tommy's, seeing someone like Eric, and somebody comes up and goes, "Can I get you anything?" And you say, "Yes, can I have a Tommy margarita?" And that first sip, it doesn't get any better. So
there you go. It's going to be freaking awesome. It's going to be freaking absolutely awesome.
And they'll have one of the quarterfinal games on too. At that time when we're there. So now
the quarterfinals.
Yeah. So I'm excited. Here's the crazy part. We get that for Saturday. Some people go to the Fan Fest, but most importantly, 2 weeks to opening day. 2 weeks from today, the Giants would almost probably be in about the seventh inning of their first game of the season against the Yankees. I mean, that's pretty exciting. You know what I mean?
It is.
All the festivities and everything. So, we're right there.
Start the season out right.
Glad to be part of it, but 2 weeks is going to be flying by, and then opening day, and then every night. Crazy.
I know. And you're talking about the weather, man. It's supposed to almost hit 90 over here.
Yeah,
I guess
90 where you are, which is about 76 here in the city.
It's going to be like freaking, it's going to be almost damn 90 degrees here. Supposedly some kind of heat bubble is over the damn entire western half of the United States, and it's going to be warm for a while. So
I'd rather have that than the coldness and the storms.
Oh man, ain't that the damn truth?
I mean, they're getting those. Did you see they're getting those tornadoes still in India, parts of Kentucky? It's like, what the hell?
When I was stationed in North Texas, this was the time of the year where the wind likes to get a little twisty, and I hated that. Oh, it was insane.
Whereabouts in Texas were you?
Wichita Falls, right there on the border of Oklahoma and Texas. Matter of fact, we were there when that big tornado, that F5 that took out the entire city of Moore. Oh my God, dude. It was absolutely freaking insane. But yeah, hey, baseball 2 weeks away before we know it. Like you said, Glenn, the season's going to be upon us. It's talking about the regular MLB season. And there's some crazy stuff going on here in the WBC. A lot of dramatics. We got stuff going on with Mark DeRosa and not knowing what the hell is going on with whether they punched their ticket to the freaking quarterfinals and making bullpen moves and letting guys drink it up in the clubhouse because they think they had it done and they stayed out late. And the next thing you know, they got a game the next day. Oh, dude, it was just it was not necessarily a must win, but you had to win.
Yeah,
because
I mean, tonight, the game would have winded up being 4-2 Mexico. We would have been out. And if you remember, before the tournament, it was USA and everybody else.
Yeah.
And I think, you got to give Nick Coletti, who basically is the GM, I guess you would call it, Italy, put the people together. It's been pretty phenomenal. The guy hasn't lost. He beat the two big boys. He's the number one seed out of our pool. And what I said the other night, we're lucky we're in B pool. If we would have had the same scenario in these other pools, we might not have made it. But you know what? They advance. It doesn't matter now. Now it's single elimination. And Eric, why don't you tell the chat who's pitching for USA on Friday night against Canada?
How about that? It's our ace. San Francisco Giants ace Logan Webb will take the ball on Saturday. How about that, man? That's going to be
Friday
something.
night.
Friday. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Friday night. It's going to be Logan Webb taking on Team Canada. How about that? It's a little bit more drama with the country up north, so that should be a lot of fun to watch. Again, now we're into the single elimination, right? Once you're out, you're out. There ain't no more second chances, so should be a lot of fun. Look, the U.S. has got a hell of a team, man, right? It's a dream team. There should be no excuses of why they're not going to go out there and win. And but I tell you what, let's talk a little bit about this game. How about Aaron Nola? Man, he and hold on real quick. Who's the bench coach for Team Italy, Lou? Who's the bench coach?
He's probably one of your guy that said, why is he not the Giants bench coach for probably the last 7 months? And what's great is he just sits there and he's got his beautiful profile. And I think, one thing about Nick Leddy, obviously we know him from with the Dodgers, but before he was the assistant GM of the Giants, he puts the right people in charge.
He does. Right. And he knows Ron Wotus. He knows him. He worked with him, right? And let's not forget, who's the pitching coach? Also a former Giants pitching coach, Dave Rigetti.
Yeah, Rags.
Yeah.
So I mean, think what he's done is he's again, unlike Tony V, because we were a little bit worried, he has winners getting these guys. Because remember, I don't remember Italy even being in the last one, even being competitive.
I don't know. I don't think they were competitive. I don't think they were competitive.
So he's done a great job. I mean, come on, the guy today who I'd never heard of before, 3 homers in one game. It doesn't matter who you are. I know it's WBC, but you don't see Judge hitting 3 homers in one game. Pretty dramatic because if you remember, the guy went for a bunt originally because the guy was 0 for 11, I think, or 0 for 12, and then he hits 3 bombs. And I love what Italy does. As soon as you hit a home run, they have an espresso for you. Did you notice that when he goes in?
Yeah, they always get an espresso.
And then they kiss him on both sides.
Dude, it's awesome.
What they're doing, Eric, is they're having fun. And I think one of the things we really have missed, and we speak about baseball a lot, it's a kid's game. And they're making it fun right now. And that's what it's about. And you know what? They're not intimidated. They know it's single elimination. But, it comes down now where Webb's going to have to really perform because obviously Canada won their thing. It's not going to be easy, but, I want Webb to, being in the Giants organization, show him why everyone thinks he's so good. Again, they now go from 65 to 75 pitch limit, which I think is great because Webb, if you notice, he'll pitch Friday, which will be 12 days before opening day. He'll probably have one more start. Again, who knows? He might, if they advance, he might be, since Scubo's gone, he might pitch the finals. If not, he'll get one more start and it'll work perfect. It'll get his pitches up for opening day when the Yankees come to town 2 weeks from tonight.
Yeah, that's one thing we could say for sure, right? We got a couple of players who are going to be ready to go, man. When I say this all the time, right? When the bell rings, we're going to have a few guys that are ready. Bader and Arias and Webb and Jung-Hoo Lee, because they've already kind of, they've amped it up a little bit with the WBC. So I think it's going to help the Giants coming out of the gate. We'll see how that all works out. But man, I tell you, you had Aaron Nola go out there. He went 5 innings, struck out 5. I think he walked 1, didn't give up any runs. He was fantastic, man.
Totally in control.
Yes. Oh man, his off-speed stuff, his curveball. Holy crap, dude.
And it shows you when you have a veteran that's done it before, where I think there was a lot of tension. I thought the crowd was probably like 65% for Mexico again. And he went up. He told Italy, once he got the lead, you sort of felt it was over, Yeah. And it was just one of those things where he just did his job. And that's why, he's done it before. He's pitched in a World Series, he pitched in the playoffs. It's a big difference, but he was just so, he was so in control. You were never worried about anything.
Right, exactly. And look, when you give him a freaking 5-run lead, man, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on here? Is the game over now? I see a lot of stuff. Is it over? Let me bring this up. Yep, game's over. Salvador Perez grounds into a double play. The Dominican Republic are able to get out of this. They win 7-5 to beat Venezuela. There you go. How about that? I don't know who advances or doesn't. Do they both advance? Honestly, I don't know with the other pools. I have absolutely no idea what's going on.
What I have is there's two sides. They have 2 games in Miami and then 2 sides in Houston. And then the winners of all 4 then play in Miami for the semifinals and that. So I have.
They both advance. They said they both advance. Thanks, guys.
Advance.
Appreciate that.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. So
they're both good, man. Good. Did you see there was a photo of Juan Marichal dancing in a clubhouse, 88 years old, doing a little dance because they won. Yeah. How about that? That was pretty damn cool.
Yeah, no,
RJ.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, and this is now we're starting to get into where the it sounds bad, but where the games count. I mean, they all count to a certain extent because you got to advance. But now it's really it's no longer just the pool play. Now it's you lose, you're out.
Yeah, and Italy a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure.
And hey, let's talk about that. How about that? The guy Sagassi over there, shortstop. He deked a major league. My God, he's diving for the ball, acting like it was a freaking ground ball.
Yeah.
The second baseman, he also did it, acting like he was turning it, doing a fake throw to first base. And it was a pop fly. And there goes Ortiz running around the bases. He gets to third base before he finds out what the hell's going on, dude.
Who does that sound like awesome. Last year? Who does that remind you of?
Yeah.
Again, I don't understand these guys. Stop keeping the eye on the ball. That's why you have the coaches. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's very basic, but that's sort of like, our left fielder last year. It's like, dude, I don't understand it. The guy saying stop, and here you are running and you're all over the place. But yeah, use the third and first base coach. That's why they're there. It's basic baseball.
Right. You gotta, your coaches will help you, man. Right. And if you get caught up in a moment, and that's what happens sometimes, you get caught up in a moment and you'll start making some boneheaded mistakes. What's another great story too, before we get a little bit more into this, the Mexico and Italy is, did you see the Czech Republic pitcher? He's a full-time electrician.
Oh no, the electrician. He pitched last night.
Yeah. And then they gave him a great round of applause. Dude, isn't that cool?
He's an electrician full time.
Come go ahead and come pitch for us in the WBC. That's pretty damn cool. That's the beauty of the game, right?
Yeah.
Come on.
See, now that's something where I didn't know. And I think, I know Glenn wasn't at super 100% all over WBC, but stories like that, now that guy goes back and he's a legend. He doesn't need 100%. To play pro ball. He is a legend. And imagine he goes to his country and you need an electrician and it's him. It just takes it to another level. It's almost like I'm surprised he doesn't have a movie contract. Hey, can we buy your 2 weeks of fame or something? So a great story. Well. Great story. I forgot to bring that up last night. Yeah.
It's fun to kind of see stuff like that, where it's not necessarily a competitive thing, but it's a great moment in baseball to where, someone's being acknowledged by Team Japan, and then the entire fans gave him a standing ovation. How awesome is that, man? Come on. That is some really cool damn stuff right there.
Agreed.
And how about this craziness? And it kind of ties in today between Randy Arozarena and Cal Raleigh
at home.
What's going on there, man?
But did you hear tonight? It came out. So they shook hands and hugged before the game. Then during the game, people made a lot more of it. It was just one of those things. That's how it is. And then after the game, they went out to dinner. So, if you guys don't know, they are teammates.
They're on the same team, the Mariners.
So I think it was more of a show where I think Raleigh, when he goes into the catcher's gear, he doesn't want any distractions, which is fine. He's deserved that he hit 60 homers last year. Just back it up, especially if I pick you up on my fantasy team, come through again. But I think it was more for show where one guy is purely professional and he has his mind and all he cares about is winning, and the other guy, hey, dude, what's up? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I know I heard through the grapevine after the fact they did get dinner, so I think it's okay.
Good. Rosemont says, I think Randy and Cal are good. It's just a bunch of noise. But did you hear what Randy said in an interview?
No.
He was telling him to F off. He said, his parents are great. I shook their hands. I gave them a hug. But Cal, F off. I was like, what? I don't know what that was. Now, again, this was last night. I was like, what the hell's going on? Honestly, I haven't been keeping tabs on it. My Twitter feed's been kind of a little bit different considering what else is going on in the world. But
yeah, course,
I mean, it was weird. It was a little weird though. Like you said, being teammates.
Yeah.
And yeah, I get it that you want to have that competitive, but man, you guys are teammates. You guys almost went to the World Series last year. It was a little weird, but
yeah,
whatever. But maybe it was all an act. Maybe it was all an act. Yeah. What's up, Evie? Goes, Rosarena is trash. Didn't do anything for Mexico. Ooh, there you go.
He didn't step up.
Team Mexico had a good team, man.
Yeah, no, I think the one thing about WBC is you don't realize how many superstars play for these other teams, because you see USA's team and you go, oh my God, how can they lose?
Mm-hmm.
You know, they have so many all-stars, but when you look at these other teams, they also have all-stars. And I think it's all going to come down to starting pitching, which, you know, as you know, we talk a lot with the Giants about starting pitching. Yeah. But I mean, you know, I think it's really, especially in these things where a lot of these teams might have one major leaguer. Not everybody has an electrician, you know, like Japan. But I think what's going to be fun now is the teams that make it to this. I think USA and Canada, you know, especially after USA beat Canada in the Olympics, I still think there's a little ha-ha. I mean, Glenn won't admit it, but you know, he's going to be rooting for Canada. You know, being Friday, but that, you know, that's the way you should be, you know, support your country. But I think it's going to be good. And, you know, I just think, you know, Japan, Puerto Rico, all these teams all have guys that you're going to be familiar with from the major leagues. So it's one of those things when you watch it, you're going to go, God, you know, this is pretty cool. And again, it's a great setup, a little tease, a little brunch before the big boys show up in 2 weeks. So
ain't that the truth? And I'll tell you, if it wasn't for the WBC, I would be pretty damn bored. Because man, you know, there's not a whole lot of Giants news out there, right? There just isn't. You just the thing I've been watching a lot is just kind of seeing what the pitchers are doing in the box score. You know, are they not allowing any runs? But again, it is practice, so you can't take too much out of it. But it's just watching some of these stories, you know, what's going to happen in the outfield with Matos and Encarnacion. Encarnacion had a decent game today. So, man, it's just – it's helping tide
Eric,
over. Yeah, go ahead.
The over and over and over thing. I will say one thing about the Giants today is our starting pitcher, who's now 3-0, pitched well, and which is good to see. And then you know, if I'm going to say it, I got to say it when the starters score against another team starter. You know, today they actually scored, I think it was nine hits, 4 runs on 9 hits against the other team starter, which is good to see because, you know, they came off, you know, being blanked by the Angels. The game before against the Cubs, they were down 5-0. You know, they scored against pitchers we'll never see again. So if I'm going to say how bad it was, then I got to tell you, hey, today was a good day for the Giants. Spring training wise.
There you go. Today was a good day as the once great, I should say not once, the great Ice Cube once said that, right?
Yeah.
Today was a good day. And here's another thing. Today you're talking about the only regular in the lineup was Bailey. Everyone else was just like a bunch of I don't want to say nobodies, but it wasn't the starting lineup for the Giants. And look, we're 2 weeks out. Now, you know what you might start seeing, Lou? We might start seeing the regular guys in the lineup every game. You're right. Now you're going to have to start spinning up to get ready. Yep. Granted, you're going to have a few guys in there that's not going to be quote unquote in the starting 9 every single day. So it's going to be interesting. And look, they haven't had any cuts yet. I don't know when that's going to happen.
I thought the cuts were going to be on Monday. I know tomorrow you have to make a certain amount of cuts on Thursday because I saw it on MLB Network. So they're going to have to do something. I thought today when I saw part of the starting lineup, Bailey, I think batted 4th, if I remember right. So, The one thing about spring training for me is I need Devers to get his at-bats and get his timing down. That's something
Yes.
where I don't
'Cause
really
he missing
care about
time.
anything else. Just, him missing time. I need him to be 90% for opening day.
Totally
'Cause
agree.
we're going to be going, against a great pitcher on opening day. But you guys got to remember that Yankees lineup is loaded. Okay, loaded. Forget about Judge. Just look at everybody else in that lineup. So the Giants are going to have to be ready offensively as well as defensively. The Yankees, I know they're missing their ace and their number 2, but their number 3 guy is pretty good, who's going to be starting opening day. And, hopefully we talked about Webb earlier when the show went. Hopefully he's going to be 90, 95% and ready to roll.
Yeah.
And you got to remember, it's the only game in town. We all talk about the WBC a little pressure. When you're the only game in major leagues and you start off the season, opening night, it's on Netflix. I don't know how much we're going to be able to see if you don't have Netflix, but MLB, it's going to be a lot of stuff during the day. It's pretty exciting that the Giants are part of it. And, why not get an East Coast team and you bring in the Yankees? Great way to start off the season.
And you're the only game that's on, right?
Yep.
You're the only game that's on during that time. It's going to be all eyes are going to be on San Francisco. I tell you what, it's going to be something. I saw some news. Netflix is going to have a bunch of freaking red kayaks out there in McCovey Cove, supposedly.
Yeah, I saw that for 250 red kayaks.
It's going to be nuts. It's going to be if that's the case, it's going to kind of be like, remember when the ballpark first opened and Bonds was it was like,
or when Bonds was close to breaking the record.
Yeah.
Remember how many kayaks
it was
were out
nuts.
there? It was ridiculous.
You could probably walk across the cove to Mission Rock and not get your feet wet. It was nuts. But yeah, I'm telling you, like I said, this WPC, it kind of gets the blood flowing a little bit.
Yeah.
Just for that
I watched it tonight. I was a little, I was intrigued. I was very intrigued.
Yeah. And for the simple fact, it was like, what's going to happen with Team USA? Are they going to get bounced? I mean, that was just, oh man. I mean, I saw a little over Twitter. I mean, DeRosa is just getting skewered.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you got to know that. It's not like, and honestly, this is not the first time he's managed Team USA. He's done this before.
No, he did it 3 years ago. And again, if you listen to our show on Monday, we were sort of confused. Some of the guys said, no, USA's in. I said, no, if there's a 3-way tie, it goes to, and again, it was very weird. Because the way it worked, if there's a 3-way tie, it's all 3 runs against each other. So, when you were watching the game last night, they kept saying USA sort of needs to score another run. Even if they lose, they need to score another run. The differential. So you're not used to that, But again, that's where you got to have a supporting cast that's going to tell you the right thing to do,
Yes.
And, again, there's reasons why he's not the manager. This is a 2-week thing. It's sort of like, the Olympics, hey, and again, I think it's harder to actually be a leader and a manager when you have so many big egos. I mean,
yeah.
Last night, a couple guys were off and they come up in a clutch situation and, they do the usual a weak ass fly ball to center. The guy I'm talking about, plays for Philly. But there's a lot of egos. And I think the toughest part is, and again, I think the Giants really talked about this when they won it a decade ago. It's, will players put their egos down and play as one? And again, it's easier said than done. A lot of these guys, I don't even know if they pay you for the WBC. You might get a little money, but everything else. But they're thinking, hey, you might have a guy that's a free agent. You might have a guy that's got a couple of years left, and then you have a guy that maybe is a stud playing for WBC, but he's going back to someone like Tampa, that's not going to win. You know what I mean? There's just a lot of things, and it's hard to get these guys in line. I mean, you brought up these guys are partying like they won it. I mean, what an embarrassment. This is USA. Come on. And again, the way we're talking about USA baseball, it's Friday night, 5:00 our time. It's sort of how we talk about the Giants. Okay, maybe we give the Giants too much, but they're the fifth biggest market. When you go to the East Coast, people talk about the Dodgers and the Giants. They don't talk about the Padres. They don't talk about the Diamondbacks. People are jealous. You know, when you're from the San Francisco Bay Area, God, you got to see Bonds. Remember, if you take Bonds out, San Francisco Giants used to be a destination, and anywhere you go, especially anywhere in the world, you know, except for Ohtani now, the Giants logo was everywhere. The orange and black. Giants logos are everywhere. So, you know, the Giants are something special. And that's why we criticize the Giants sometimes, because we expect more and we demand more and we should get more. Yeah. You know, we're the San Francisco Giants. It's almost like if the Yankees were to finish 10th every year. How in the hell is that even possible? You know, and again, now we know we have the Dodgers, who are, you know, the big boys that we need to knock off. Well, let's do it. You know, that one of these days we're going to knock the Dodgers out, and we're going to win it again, and it's going to make it that much more special.
Yeah, that's a great point, because that's what happens. I mean, you know, we look at it as today and the season, but when you project out, right, teams go up and down. They have their ebbs and their flows. And the Giants, right, they had that moment during the World Series runs. I mean, when's the last time as a Giants fan we ever seen that? I mean, back in New York at the turn of the 20th century was the last time that the Giants were kind of that dominant. And we were able to witness it, which was incredible, you know, in our lifetime, to be able to sit there and say, hey, we saw something pretty damn magical from 2010 to we'll go out to 2016.
And do you remember how the 2010 season ended, the regular season?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you want to talk about freaking, I mean, it was nuts. It was absolutely nuts.
Bochy said, don't even bring a change of clothes. We're going to win it today. Because the Giants had a chance. I think they were up 3 games with 3 days.
Something like that, yeah.
Right? So, but, you know, people forget about this 2010, which I know, you know, it's 16 years later, but it was us against the Padres. It wasn't the Dodgers. The Dodgers were going nowhere quickly. That's how quick it can turn around. Just like the Giants, 3 and 5 years. If we would have won game 4 against the Cubs, it might have been, you know, 4 and 5 years, but it didn't happen. That's why you got to appreciate what you have. But the other thing is 100%. We know what it takes and what we want. And that's why we demand a little bit more, being a Giants fan.
100%. Insane. Unfortunately, he missed that run. Sorry about that, Insane. Hey, man, I tell you, it was something special. I mean, it was just incredible. Absolutely incredible. Go back to Mark DeRosa. I see Morcana talking about it too. I mean, God, remember, everybody was clamoring. A lot of Giants fans are saying, hey, we should get him as a manager, maybe. Now, look, it was a bonehead mistake. It was. There's no doubt about it. And people make mistakes. But yeah, that was a little weird, man. And how is he going to go on the set of MLB Tonight or whatever show he hosts and be able to analyze when you had a kind of, especially you want to talk about in-game strategy type stuff. I mean, he's going to have to wear it, right? You have to wear it.
It happens to a lot of us. If you guys remember, was it Mattingly for the Dodgers when he
when he went back out to the mound twice?
To the mound when he turned around. You know, again, it's different because I don't think the rules are any different international ball, which WBC would be. I'm pretty sure it's the same as major leagues. For a guy that, you know, played for the Giants, played for I think 7 teams, works on the major league, there's no excuse, but it happens. He might have got caught in the moment. You know, a lot of these guys,
it happens.
You know, it happens. It's life. You know, I hate to say this, but he's a human being and we all make mistakes. So,
and that's, there you go, Lou. And a lot of people, you know, you can't ignore that. We're all human.
Jumping on someone's back because you know what? It doesn't matter anymore. He could win it, but people are still going to be talking about something that doesn't matter. He got lucky. He got a second reprieve and boom. Now, you know what? He's got Friday to think about. 5:00 Friday night, Webb in Houston again. So, you know, let's see what we have. Can't wait.
Dude, it's going to be so much fun. I'm looking forward to that. Too bad it wasn't on Saturday, because then it would really be, it would make the meet and greet even that much better. I'm telling you, man, I cannot freaking wait. It's going to be good stuff. Hey, look, we got a good night of baseball the night before. And then the next day, as you said, and we've already talked about it, the weather, there's no excuse. Where's Tahoe guy? You out there, man? He said he was going to come down as long as it's not snowing, and we all know it ain't going to be
Unfortunately, we're not going to see USA, but we'll be able to see Ohtani and the boys on Saturday.
Who are they playing? Who's Team Japan?
I'm not sure who they're playing because
now are the
Puerto
games now
Rico's
in Miami?
playing Italy, the United States playing Canada. Here, let me see if it's updated because they play Korea plays somebody, and then we play somebody in Japan. So let's see. Ooh, they play Venezuela.
Japan plays Venezuela. Ooh, That's going to be a fun game to watch at Tommy's. That's
6 o'clock our start. So,
oh shit, we'll be winding up. We'll be in the last hour of our shindig, but it should be a lot of fun. Wow. What is Julio still down there, or is he already back?
No, he came back.
Did he?
So he's got a place to run, and he's probably getting security for your bodyguards when you show up on Saturday. Glenn. So, he's making sure
that's funny.
Okay.
Oh my God. Hey, what's up, brother? This is our good friend in New York. He's a big Yankees fan, a Mets fan, right? He says Dominican Republic here, the group stage. I tell you what, you must be Dominican. You got to be Dominican if you're that excited. Because look who all hit home runs for the DR. Oh my God. Soto, Marte, Tatis. Who was the other one? Hold on. I just got it across my phone.
I thought they might have had the best lineup.
Dude.
I mean, that lineup is deadly. So now they get to go against Ohtani and the guys. I mean, it's going to be exciting.
Well, no, Venezuela. Venezuela will go against Japan, right?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm thinking of Colombia. Yeah. So, so Colombia didn't make it. Dominican Republic's playing Korea. Okay.
Yeah. But brother, thanks for the $5, man. I appreciate that. Freaking awesome, dude. You didn't have to do that.
And Eric, I just wanted to say one thing, and I'm speaking on behalf of the chat. I really enjoyed Monday's show with our guy.
Gary's awesome, ain't he?
Gary
good
was
guy, man.
Exciting. Unfortunately, when you have guys like me and Glenn that talk a lot, I would have loved to hear from him a little bit more, but I was excited to hear about him and what he does for the Giants in New York. And, this year, guys, if you guys are going there, obviously he has something prepared when the Giants go out there. So, make sure, and we'll probably have him on again midway through the season, see how they're doing. So,
probably
really well
that,
done. Great guest. Really enjoyed.
And he's a big fan of the show, which is awesome, man. He loves it. He'll come on. We'll have him on for some post games because he's a New Yorker, but he will stay up for the games. And that you want to talk about some dedication, staying up to 1 o'clock in the morning and watch the Giants. I mean, that's pretty damn impressive. But maybe he'll come down. Hey, that'd be awesome if you come out west. That was awesome that you offered to come watch a game. That would be awesome.
No, you can, we can. And you know what? If Glenn's out of town and he can join us, if he doesn't have a second, we can always invite Marty, so we can have us four complete misfits in the front row watching the game.
Dude, it's so much fun. It's so much fun, man. I hope Wash will come up and down that dugout and be able to, that would be fun because he looks like a very entertaining guy and have some banter with. I think that would be good stuff. Isabel says so bummed on Saturday and wish he lived in San Francisco and could meet us. Yeah, that would have been awesome, Isabel. That would have been awesome.
We'll do others.
Yeah, we'll have other times where we'll do some meetups throughout the season. It's good stuff, man. It's fun interacting with everybody. Fellow baseball fans, and specifically fellow San Francisco Giants fans. So it's freaking
Eric, I just realized who we're going to be able to see who's going against Japan. Our second baseman. Luis Arias.
Wait, who's he play? That's right. He plays for Venezuela, right?
Yeah. So when we're at Tommy's enjoying a margarita, we'll see Acuna, Arias, Contreras, Salvador Perez, Contreras.
Armand let us know. I guess Ranger Suarez will take the ball against Team Japan.
Ooh.
So that's good. That's going to be fun to watch.
That sort of makes the party even a little bit better.
Yeah. I wonder who's going to take the ball for Team Japan. Hey, Armand, I know you're still out there. Who's taking the ball for Team Japan for that quarterfinal? I'm interested to see who's going to be doing that. That should be good. I mean, if you got Ranger Suarez going, they gotta have somebody decent going, I would think.
Yeah, I mean that'll be interesting to see. And what a great venue. I mean, I know we're not a big fan of the Marlins stadium, but let me tell you something. When that place is sold out and they have the
Oh,
flags going and Europeans going crazy, it's going to be rocking.
it's going to be, yes, when all those Latin teams, Puerto Rico, wait, did Puerto Rico advance or did they not?
Yeah,
I don't know.
They're playing Italy.
Okay. So so Puerto Rico, you're going to have a big Dominican Republic, you're going to have a big contingent. Venezuela should have a big contingent. Man, I tell you, it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Hey, we got a Rams fan in here. It said Rams. We got Jalen Watson.
Rams are loaded.
Hey, you're gonna have to fill me in. I don't know enough.
No, it's just
don't know enough.
Niner fans are living in a dream world because the Rams are better in every position. I'll just use it that way. They got a wide receiver. I think they paid a lot of money for an older guy, but I think they need help. But the Rams are loaded defensively and everything. So, but
what was this whole story with Max Crosby?
Again.
I heard it on the radio.
So I don't know if it's ever been done, but Eric, the way it works is you're allowed to talk to players on Monday and Tuesday, but the league doesn't become official until Wednesday at 1:00 Eastern. So people are saying they gave up a lot to get Max Crosby. He did have surgery in the offseason. They basically said, hey, we don't think he's healthy to give up 2 picks. And I don't know if Max Crosby pulled a Crea.
But the team, it's more of the Giants.
Baltimore might have, because they had a player who's probably just as good, a little bit younger, and they could just use him with the salary cap money, the same, but they also would get back their 2 first rounds. I don't know if it's ever been done, but it's football. Again, that's what happens when you have it. You can talk, but the league doesn't start. So as long as you do it before, it doesn't matter. And in 6 months, nobody's going to care. And it's the Raiders. Raiders always have a problem every year. It doesn't matter.
Do you think they still trade them?
Well, now, because a doctor said no, instead of getting 2 first rounds, maybe you're only
now the price
1
drops.
First rounder. Yeah, the price drops.
Gotcha.
And and again, I don't want to say it's almost like a divorce. You're only hearing one side of the story.
Right.
You never know. The Raiders might have been able, because they said, all right, we have a sucker out there. The Raiders might have just said, hey, knowing he might have been injured. You don't know. It's always one of those things. They might have said, hey, we pulled a fast one. We got him. We don't have to worry about him anymore. And now it came back. You just don't know. It's one of those things.
Exactly.
So, it happens.
It does. What's up, Shardall? You know the time, man. 3 to 7 on Saturday, my friend. You said you're going to be there. If you're not there, you're getting kicked out of the fantasy freaking baseball, Shardall. You got to show up with your $30, dude.
And Eric, do we pay for the fantasy at the?
If you want to, yeah. If anyone shows up and they are, that's. I mean,
might as well do that and then leave a little bit more for the staff for taking care of us, because they're going to be busting their ass with us in the back room.
Exactly. Exactly. But as far as Giants spring training, not a whole lot talking about. I mean, it's just they're just going through the motions. I think the next big news.
I think with the WBC, it's going to be a lot tougher. And I know we talked about it. A lot of people are going to be cut from the team that you're going to be like, I thought he had a great summer. I thought he was doing good in March. Well, again, as you pointed out, it's options, what's going to fit the team. And we got to try to improve. There might be a thing where the Giants also hoping the guy can go through waivers. They might drop an offensive guy, because usually pitching the first month, 6 weeks of the season is more important than hitting, where right now we're not sure really who the, like today, Eric, I thought what was weird is, did you see where our stopper pitched for the Giants? No. He pitched in the fourth inning. Ryan Walker pitching the 4th inning.
I thought you had a clean inning, right?
Yeah, clean inning all the way through. But again, we're thinking he's his stopper. It's easy when you come in to a ball game and you're up 4-0, and then you just got to pitch an inning for work. And that's why we keep talking about spring training. It's a little bit different, because Ryan Walker will never, ever pitch during the regular season. in the fourth inning of a ball game.
Correct.
I can almost guarantee that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he needed work, so he got his work done. And, it's sort of weird because, what are you going to do with someone like Bivens? Where last year he was sort of good, but we have so many fresh faces. I think next weekend, that's going to be the thing. Some guys who you think are assured of making the team aren't going to be with us. And there's always reasons behind it. Pitching staff, some of the hitters,
Encarnacion is not making it easy. I'll tell you that.
No, he got another hit today and another homer, which, we keep waiting for. It's I don't know. We keep talking about Casey Schmidt, but every time I look up, Koss is like 2 for 3 every game.
Yeah, Koss had a good game today. Koss is good.
You know what I mean? And can you keep them both? They're sort of the same player. You know what I mean? In a way. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. And who knows, man? Because if you keep both, we talked about it, and we've talked about it a few times, because the bench looks like it's going to be Koss, Schmidt, Susak, Matos, right? That's what it seems like. But
and then what do you do about Fitzgerald?
Well, that's the thing. I still think Fitzgerald starts in Sacramento.
I just think there's a lot of guys that are very similar. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Do you want to have two of the same guys on the roster? I mean, they're both good players, right? As far as coming off the bench, it's not like, I don't know. One thing that Koss brings, though, Koss is a little bit more clutch, would you say? From what I saw, I don't have the numbers in front of me.
Yeah, I think a little more clutch, and I think you need some speed.
Yeah. And he does have more speed than Casey. That's true.
So I don't know. I just think it's going to be shocking when some of these guys are cut. Now, again, all they got to do is get through waivers in a period of time. So don't go crazy right off the bat. But the Giants, it's going to be very tough because of WBC going on. We're seeing guys that might not have had a real chance step up. Some of these guys that, the one guy who the guy hit the 3-run homer the opposite way. The guy I think is now batting like 600. But the guy's more AA. The guy that came up, you have these guys that everyone said, oh my God, he's great. He's only AA, but it's such a difference. And then you got Eldridge,
Yeah.
We talk about Eldridge. Is he going to be on the team? If not, now again, Eldridge might be a thing where I know we talk about options. They want him to get at bats. So they might start him in AAA to get at bats, especially the way the first week of the season is with the Thursday off, the Sunday off. You got to get these guys, if they're not going to bat a lot, especially now, if Devers isn't 100%, then he definitely has to be with it. But you know what I mean? There's just the first couple of weeks of the season, it's all about, sometimes guys just need repetition. They need bats. And if they're not going to get in the major leagues, put them in AAA so he can get it. So then the second week of the season, when you have, you play 13 days straight, then you bring them up. It's just one of those things. So.
And what's interesting is Buster Posey last year, and maybe it'll be different this year, he didn't make a lot of roster moves. I'm talking about, guys back and forth on the shuttle between Sacramento and San Francisco. So is he gonna change it up this year? Is he gonna be willing to make those moves back and forth? Because you only got so many moves, I think, within a season, if I'm not mistaken. But still, it makes me wonder if that's what the path that the Giants. Again, we don't know. We'll come to find out, and we'll see how this all pans out. And that's the thing. It may come down to the last game of spring training. Look, the decisions may not be made until they're playing spring training games in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Right.
The way the schedule sets up is, you don't know. You might not know anything until that game when they play the Mexico, the Sergio Romo Mexican League or whatever. The weird, sort of the weird thing. But it's one of those things where you just might not know. They're going to be guys really going crazy trying to get that final spot.
Yep.
So we'll see.
Senior says Bryce is on the team. I would say so. I would say so.
He should.
Because I mean, right. I mean, I think you talked about it on the last show. I mean, who would you rather have at this particular, considering what the Giants have on the roster? It's not like they have a veteran that's in competition with. Look, if there is a veteran in competition with what Bryce is going to do as DH, okay, well then I could see him starting in Sacramento. But I would not play Encarnacion over Eldridge. I would not play any of the other outfielders. I mean, who else? There's no one else on the roster that I think that I would sit there and say that Eldridge falls behind. Yeah, let Eldridge go out there. Let him get his at-bats. Look, he's going to be the DH. He will have time at first base, and there's nothing wrong with that because he could still work on the side, improving his game at first base. So, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Not at all. But let's see how he performs. I'm looking forward to it. Everybody is. Everybody's going to be watching to see what he does. I like how the Giants are handling them. I think I've already talked this before. But then again, there's not really much to talk about Giants news.
Yeah,
guys.
I like it where they're not throwing so much pressure. It's like if we don't have Eldridge, we can't win. Right? I think last year
I like it.
We were so hungry. We got to bring them up. We have nobody else. We got and I think really that's the one thing about we might not have really talked about, but getting Devers gave Eldridge a little more time. You know what I mean? Someone that's at his position, someone that is a great hitter, someone that, I think it's one of those things where now let's let him tell us when we're ready instead of rushing him. And, a lot of times when you rush these young guys, most of them are going to fall on their face. They're going to lose confidence and it's just never going to happen, but, I'm hoping he comes out and you know what? And we need him. Most importantly is we need him. So it's not like, we're a better team without him. But, I just think in the beginning of the season, it's one of those where, he might, again, a lot of these guys, batters need about 60 at-bats in spring training. Maybe a lot of these guys, I haven't heard anything about Eldridge in the last couple of weeks, and a lot of these guys have little injuries that you just don't, you just
don't know
like
about. They're not
hurt back and overthrown something, you never know. Most of these guys, when they get injured, it's not during the game, it's in the pregame stuff, stretching or, running sprints or something or, eating. It's sort of amazing how spring training is just not, hey, you play, you golf. It's not like the movie Major League, you actually work certain hours of the day. A lot of guys, they show up at 7 a.m, they do their work till 9, then they sleep, then they play 2 innings and then they're away. So it's just very bizarre.
Have you gone down to Arizona for spring training before?
Yeah. So when I went to school in Tucson,
to
Tucson at U of A. I went to a lot of spring training games. And then when I worked,
Tucson used to have teams? I thought. Tucson
so if you guys ever saw the great movie Major League, that was Cleveland's spring training.
Oh, it was. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. And then their AAA was called the Tucson
Toros.
The Toros, Tucson Toros. That's where they played my freshman, sophomore year. You could see them there play their AAA affiliate there. And then when I worked in Chandler, I used to go to the spring training games a lot. So I went to old Giant Stadium. And then, of course, now they have the new one. So, but, spring training games, it's if you've never been one, big party, a lot of fun. But what happens is starters literally come out about the third. They're running wind sprints in the outfield while the game's going on. It's sort of bizarre, but still, I always recommend go down to spring training. Great weather. Yeah. You basically have 18 teams that are playing down there. You could drive anywhere to watch, and they literally, there's 3 teams that share a facility not too far from Scottsdale. So, there's always something going on. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, there is, isn't there? Especially this time of year. And look, hey, Arizona makes a lot of money too, because everybody's going to come and watch their teams playing some spring training baseball. And like you said, the weather is absolutely fantastic. You probably still got a few snowbirds that are down there before they start making a trek back up north.
Yeah, correct.
So they could watch their teams participate in some spring training.
And the best thing that happened is a lot of the teams from the Grapefruit League, which is, again, we're the Cactus League.
Right.
The Grapefruit League came out. Like the Dodgers were never in with us.
No, they were over in Florida.
Yeah. So, and then the Cubs actually have a little Wrigley Field right by Chandler, where I mean, literally, it looks like Wrigley Field.
Wrigley
but
Field.
It only seats 8,000. So they make it, and it's a huge business now. Probably in the last 15 years, it's really bought in Scottsdale back. Beside their golf tournament there called the Waste Management Open, it's probably the most popular thing. So it's but fun time. Always recommend it. So
hey, speaking about fun times, guys, only a few days away, March 14th, baby. Let's go.
Come see Eric, Glenn, and Lou for the Giants Sports Talk Live meet and greet, March 14th from 3 to 7 p.m. at Tommy's Mexican Restaurant, home of the world-famous Tommy Margarita.
I'm Julio Bermejo, the North American Ambassador of Tequila, here at Tommy's Mexican Restaurant, where we will welcome Giants Sports Talk Live, March 14th. Come see Glenn, Eric, and Super Salty Lou here at Tommy's and learn all about the Tommy's Margarita. Yeah.
All right, there we go.
And then Eric, couple things. So if you're driving in the city, if you know it, it's 24th and Gary. Okay, so if you see it, you'll see the sign. And then since we have a sponsor, Ocho Tequila is sponsoring the event, the margaritas are going to be on Ocho. I'm not sure what they're going to do with the food. What they might have is more like an open buffet for us, but that's going to be taken care of too. It's sort of hardware. I don't think they're going to be taking orders, but they'll have tacos out there, tamales, nachos, chips, the works. They'll have pictures of the famous Tommy Margarita. Hulu you saw out there will probably do like a 5-minute thing of just teaching people what is the Tommy Margarita, what's in it, why is it so famous, how have they been around 60 years? And it's just going to be a real fun time. Obviously, Glenn and Eric will be there for photos, and we're just going to be talking ball. And again, guys, we're not just having margaritas. We're having the world famous Tommy Margaritas. These aren't going to give you headaches. I'm taking an Uber out there because I know I might have a few. And it's just going to be a lot of fun and really talking ball. Julio is a huge Giants fan. You're going to meet a family that runs this place. And, this might be one of maybe we'll do it every couple of months. Them being a sponsor, they want to see what we're about. And, we want to see what they're about. We appreciate them being a sponsor. And, it's more just, hey, guys, 2 weeks is opening day. We want you just to come have fun, and then next time you're in the city, go back to Tommy's, because, I mean, trust me, I go there a lot, so I experienced it. And I took Glenn there, and I'm really excited for, Eric and Abraham, some of these guys that come to the city, have a chance to go. And most importantly, guys, just like the other night, one thing about our show is we admit we don't know everything, but we know a lot. And I think, we bring guys from New York, their perspective. Eric's a huge Giants fan. My family's been involved with the Giants forever. I'm a season ticket holder, And the other thing, too, is, guys, I know Julio has some things that he's going to be making sure that we feel comfortable there. There's going to be giveaways. We're going to have a couple raffles. And all we want you guys to do is have a great time and a great attitude, and it should be fantastic.
Exactly. Hey, check out Insane. Something you talked about, Lou. Insane. You got to pay attention. Said you guys should do a game where everyone sits at the stands together at a game. That may be in the works. Maybe we'll get a few seats over there in the bleachers. Insane.
Yeah, we're thinking about doing like a Thursday night or a Saturday night game where we'll probably get above the cars, get like 2 rows of maybe 12. It all depends with you guys. We don't know who you are because you guys are easy. Yeah. You just have a name. Who knows? Maybe you guys only see us here and you hang out with us. Say, I don't want to hang out with you guys for a game. So the podcast is good enough. but it works both ways. But, I think it's one of those things where we're excited to have you guys. Tommy's excited to have us. They've been talking about it, and, there'll be a few surprises. And most importantly, guys, it's just a chance for us to talk ball. Obviously, USA is not playing just the way the schedule, but, we'll have Venezuela against Japan playing on TV. We're going to be doing a podcast. A lot of you guys think it's easy when you just type something in, but, we might get Anonymous might be there. We don't know because we don't know who he is. But if he's there, Glenn might interview him. Glenn wants, for you guys to have an open mind where if Glenn's there, go up, say who you are, and see how you guys are. Because we're going to be doing a live feed. Again, I don't know how long it's going to last, but we're going to do it. We'll probably interview Julio a little bit. And then me and Eric will be there trying to help Glenn. Because let me tell you something. Glenn is one way, but boy, when I ran into him at Tommy's, he likes to have a little fun. So, most importantly, guys, just there for fun, talking ball. And that's really what it's
absolutely. All about. And I don't know how, look, I'm not going to have my headphones there or anything, so I don't know how the hell I'm going to. Then again, I really don't need them. The only reason why I need headphones is to talk to you and Glenn, but we're going to be there so we could talk back and forth, and I won't be able to interact with the chat so much, but we'll see. We'll see how that pans out. But yeah, insane. I tell you what, that would be freaking awesome. If you could show up for a game. Armand talking about maybe flying into San Fran for a game. Dude, that would be, keep us posted. We'll figure something out, man. That would be a lot of damn fun.
We find out that you fly in from a certain area and Eric goes, hey, Lou, this guy's flying in for a game. And if my tickets are available, there's always a little discount since you are a member of our field, of our family, that, maybe we get a chance or another drawing where you can sit, front row for a game. If you let us know, and, one of the things, we're going to do the same thing this year. We're going to have another thing for a great cause. But, if anyone ever flies in from New York or, Dallas, something, and, who knows, maybe one of you guys might be having a friend that's unfortunately getting married and might be miserable for the rest of his life, and you want to do something and you want to go to a Giants game and have a little fun before he says hi. I'm always here to help out. Trust me. You guys might not know it, but I probably get about 5 or 6 people that email me saying, Lou, do you ever sell your tickets? Or Lou, can I just get a pair? It's not like I go to every game. It's not like I only take Eric and Glenn. I'm just a guy that, I want to help you guys out, so, but
and it's much appreciated. You don't have to do that, right? No, you don't have to do that.
And you do, because which is awesome. The best part of this show is I only knew Eric seeing him like this.
You're here.
Once I got to hang out with him and Abraham and some of these guys, I met Marcus, who won the Squares last year. You get a really appreciation for guys because we're all the same. We're just Giants fans, and that's really what it's all about.
Exactly. Hey, what's up, Mike? Mike, you going to be out there Saturday, dude? Come on, man. Come on, Mike. You better be out there on Saturday afternoon or, afternoon, early evening, man. It's going to be good times over there at Tommy's Mexican. We know what? We forgot here. Let me put this up. Ocho, right? That's going to be the sponsor for the sponsor, right? Lou, they're the ones that are
the sponsor have their for Tommy's.
Yep. Right? They're going to have their tequila there as well, right?
Yeah, so one of my favorites is the Rapasado, which is the one in the middle, which is 9 months. So they're sponsoring Tommy's. So most of our margaritas are either going to be with G4, which is Julio's margaritas, or the Ocho. Gotcha. I'm a big fan of Ocho. So what I do is I do it just out of a sniffer, and I do it more shot-wise and sip-wise. But
the
margaritas themselves, I don't tell them how to make it, because it's so good as it is.
Wow.
So I don't get the salt. No salt. That's the one question. Lou, do you want salt or no salt? I go, no salt, please.
Yeah, see,
there's enough on the chips.
I'm not the hard liquor kind of guy. I like a beer. That's kind of what I like.
Oh, yeah. But, and then what they do for me, since they know I'm coming on Saturday, they have the regular beers, that everyone does, the Modelo's and Pacifico.
The Modelo.
They always have Bohemian for me because that's my favorite Mexican beer. There's nothing better.
What's that like?
The best. It's a little bit fuller.
Or?
No, it's a little bit fuller beer, but it's not
an IPA. I'm not big on IPAs.
It is so smooth, Eric. every time I've introduced you to somebody to it, the next two, like the biggest problem is I was there and I kept telling everybody, because I do a lot of alumni things at Tommy's, right? So, they have the beers all iced up for me. They're all excited. And all of a sudden it's like, dude, where are the rest of the beers? And I look and everybody at the table is having it. You guys don't drink that. God damn it. That's my beer. That's how good it is. One time you have a sip of it, you're going to be, you're going to.
I've had Modelo. I've had
Pacifico. So good. Yeah. So that's my beer.
I tell you what, man, when I was in Germany, I was spoiled with a beer, whether it's Belgian or German. Oh my goodness. Woo. Good
and again,
stuff,
last thing I want to say to the chat, there's two Tommies again in San Francisco. There's Tommy's Hopbrow, which is on Gary and Van Ness. And then there's Tommy's Mexican, which is on Gary and 24th. So make sure you guys go to the right one. The Hopbrow, we're not going to be there. We're going to be at the Mexican restaurant. They're literally about 32 blocks away, but we're on 24th and Gary, Tommy's Mexican.
There you go. Remember that, guys. And I put the address at the end of the promo so you guys can go back, replay it, pause it. You can write it down, and you'll be good. Aaron, what's up? Hey, wait, Salty Lou doesn't like salt on his margarita.
Now, if I have a good Mexican beer, not Bohemian, but like when I do Pacifico, I will put salt on the rim, or I put salt on my lime, and then I put it in the beer on certain Mexican beers. So like Tecate or something like that. But yeah, that's a good point. I am salty, but I do not like them on the margaritas.
I tell you, man, it's just going to be fun to hang out. Cause remember when we went to the game, all of us, right? Me, you, Glenn and Dan, we had a great time, man. We had a damn great time. Look,
people
it was
coming up and everything. Yeah.
Right. I'm just, and it kind of sucked because it would have been nice to have a little bit more time to kind of just hang out before the game started. But man, it was such a damn good time, man. It was. And seriously, that's the highlight of my Giants experience. I went to a few games. I think I went to 5 games last year. And that one was by far the best. I mean, we went out to Longbridge, hung out there got to meet up with Los. I've known Los for so long. And then I was able to meet him. And then I think, what's his name? Dom Peralta. He's in the chat. I saw him there. Met just a bunch of, and then of course me and Glenn and Aaron, we're all hanging out there. It was just a good damn time, man. And then we
had people that came up and met us at Willie Mays statue that didn't even go to the game.
Yeah,
they just wanted to meet people.
Yeah, I think Aaron, he showed up there. Yeah,
I think that's going to be a great part of just meeting people, because guys, we're not at a game. We're going to have the whole back room for us. It's going to be a real fun time. It's
going to be fun. And trust me, when you show up, you'll hear me in the back. I talk loud, guys. I look, and it's not for dramatic. It's just I talk loud. A lot of it might be because my hearing sucks, but I talk loud. Joe says, Lou, I was falling asleep, but as soon as you said Bohemia, I perked up. See? Joe, our good buddy from the Rio Grande Valley in Texas. He knows his Mexican beer. Awesome. Nice. Thanks, Golden Dodgers. Appreciate that, man. Hey, I said it. Even Dodger fans are welcome here. It's talking baseball. That's the language we all understand. We may root for different teams, and we may be.
There's always hope until we're eliminated. There's always hope. The Giants can do this, So
yeah, always. That's how it all starts off, and then and the beauty of the game, you may be out, halfway through the season, and then in the next half, you could be on fire, or it could be vice versa, or whatever.
We saw that last year.
Yeah, we did. We saw the absolute garbage at home where they lost 14-15. And then they had that magical August, which was like, we were a game out of first place.
We got close. Yeah.
So. I was at the game. Me and Ibrahim were at the game against the Dodgers when Logan Webb went up against Kershaw, and the Giants absolutely destroyed Kershaw in the first inning. And then Webb just didn't have it. He didn't have it. And then the Dodgers were able to beat him. And then that was our chance to take that first place mantle there for a little bit, but it just didn't work out.
Agree.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
It's baseball.
It's baseball.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Let me see. What do we got in here? Have the karaoke machine for when Charlotte shows up. They don't have a karaoke machine over there, I hope, right?
And it's not my place. So I just show up and they tell me, Lou, we have this for you, this for you, this for you, and I say thank you.
You're just sitting there and you need, hey, you're good to go, man.
But like I said,
awesome.
guys, I think Julio might have a few surprises for some of the people that show up. I'm hearing rumblings. I know that we're going to be giving something away the show. For people that are local. So, I'm excited. And like I said, most importantly, guys, is you guys just know us, the way we look. Obviously, being in the podcast, you gain 10 pounds. So I'm a little bit skinnier when you see me live. But most importantly, is just, hanging out. Because I think it's one of those things where we're hoping you guys can meet us. You tell a few other people, hey, guys, God, I did this incredible thing with Giant Sports Talk Live. Hey, I met Lou, Eric, and Glenn. You tell a few more people. And then before we know it, this podcast blows up. And like I said, we are doing something that we believe in where we're going to be doing other stuff. We want to do stuff at Longbridge Pizza, have a get together where we'll have a pregame thing, and then we'll all go together and watch the game. We're working on trying to get, 24 to 30 people, a bleachers game.
That'd be so much fun, man. I tell you, that'd be so much fun.
We'll probably do another thing where, a lot of times when we do the drawings, whoever gets my tickets, besides sitting in the front row, you get to go on the field for batting practice where, I have an opportunity to maybe get 8 seats in the front row, or maybe we'll do our people of the month. And then the final month, all 8 of us will go on the field for batting practice and watch a game. So there's a lot of stuff we have here, guys. We want to make sure you guys know when baseball, Giants, anything important happens, you can depend on us just like we can depend on you.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go, man. Lou, you hit the nail on the head. And that's the thing, right? We're Giants oriented, of course. That's our team. That's who we root for. That's who we're going to focus on. And we also talk about other teams, depending on what's going on. But yeah, man, we're all Giants fans. And we want the
baseball fans in general.
And baseball fans, right? Exactly. And there's a lot of history.
Tonight wasn't about the Giants, but WBC, I think, was on everyone's mind. And, to talk about it, I think the one thing too, and I'm sort of glad is, when you follow these games, obviously during the season where we know these players a little bit better, going early, it's a little bit difficult, especially when you're playing Italy, where you're not sure how to pronounce the names. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw that tonight. Some of these things were like, even the guys for Fox Sports 1 we're having difficult time.
Yeah, it's not easy.
We want to try to do our best so we sound smarter than maybe we really are. But it's one of those things where, with the Giants, we're going to tell you the truth. We're going to speak as a fan for the fans. The one thing, you guys all say, why do you hate Susan? It's because she always is positive. Not everything's great with a team that's 500. You got to be realistic. And I think one great thing about Giant Sports Talk Live is nobody really asked, why do you guys have 3 of you? Well, obviously it's like 3 judges, 2 are going to go the other way because you can hear 3 different points of view. Yeah, Eric is one way. I'm one way. Glenn's different than me, but he's different than Eric. And that's what makes a show unique when you have 3. And
it's
that's
fun,
really what
right?
it's all about.
Hey, it's sometimes we agree, sometimes we all disagree. But that's okay because it's just opinion. It's just opinions and having fun. And then look, there's some things that are factual, right? If someone strikes out, well, look, if someone hit a home run, well, they hit a home run. I mean, come on. But there's other things, talking about, when you're trying to project out, that's hard, man. It is. It's not easy. Sometimes it can be. Sometimes it can. We're like with the Dodgers. I mean, everyone could say right now they're going to win the NL West, but that is not 100% either. So
that's why they play the game.
Dilated said, any of you guys going to the Sultans exhibition? What is that? Talk to me. Dilated. What is that?
There's actually 2. So those are the games Monday and Tuesday before the opener of the Yankees. So and again, is it Sultans? I'm not even sure how to say the name, but that is a Mexican, I'd say AAA team.
Oh, gotcha.
That Sergio Romo is part of. If you guys don't know, and maybe you're too new to the Giants, Sergio Romo was one of our core 4 and our stopper. He was our setup guy, but then he became our closer, and he is involved with them. And unfortunately, as you guys know, the Sacramento A's didn't want to do the Bay Bridge early anymore. So the Giants came up with a new solution, and that's what they're doing. So
and if I'm not mistaken, Dilated, if you show up on Saturday, you might be able to get some tickets to one of those games, right? There's 2 of them, you said?
No, just 1, the Monday.
Just one.
Yeah.
You may be able to attend that game. We'll see. We'll see how that works out. Since I won't be able to make the first 2 openers, I'm just dying to go to the park. Well, hey, Dilated, maybe if you show up on freaking Saturday between 3 and 7, maybe luck will come your way. We'll see. Hopefully you're able to. That'd be awesome.
And do me one favor. When you guys see us, obviously you know what we look like. Just come up and introduce yourselves, because we're not going to know who you guys are. I mean, you know, we all know Chardol, the singer, the talent, the announcer, but nobody's ever seen his face. When he came on here, he always was hidden. Yeah. So Chardol, when you come up, when you all say, hey, you love our work, Eric, I'm Chardol. Nice to meet you. Or Lou, I'm Chardol. Because, guys, we all want to meet you. You know, I liked it when I met Marcus when he won the contest. First time. So now when I see him on the air, it's a little bit easier. You know, same thing when I met Eric and Glenn for the first time. I was a little bit nervous, but it really brought us closer together. You know, so when you see us, you know, Aaron, when I met Aaron, same thing. He came up, introduced me, boom. You know, Abraham, same thing. It's just a lot easier. And I'll make you a deal. If you get a chance to meet me, I go to a lot of games. If you got a chance, come up and say hello then too, besides Saturday, because the city's very small. So, but, you know, we're here for you, and, you know, we're really excited.
I'm telling you, it's going to be so much fun, man. I hope a bunch of people show up just so I can say, and look, don't feel stupid. Insane. I know you're not going to be able to be there, but I'm just going to use you as an example. If you show up, say, hey, I'm Insane Sports Takes. It might sound corny because we don't know your name. I honestly, that's all I see on the chat is at Golden Dodgers 2926 at Dilated Entertainment. You know, who else is in here? Because you guys are at TBD. I can't look. I don't know your guys' name. So tell me who you are and then say, oh, by the way, my name is whatever. Because it's Marcus. I know Marcus is Marcus.
At the end of the
Aaron
world.
is Aaron.
At the end of the world, if you can't make it, but we love for you to come. You're going to be missing out. That's what it's all about.
No, I'm not hating. I'm just saying I don't know you by any other name than by Insane Sports Takes. I just don't.
I mean, the guy from Tommy's thinks I'm called Super Salty Lou. He doesn't know my real name is Lou. He's seen the show and he goes, dude, you're so negative. And I go, I can't say negative anymore. You know, that's what it's all about.
Oh, man. Does he watch the show occasionally?
They just know me because they think I complain a lot. So when I come in there, they say, awesome. Lou, we're going to get the chips ready for you. Don't say anything. Now, you know, again, Julio is such a great guy. And then Enrique, who's the bartender, cannot be nicer. I mean, this is a family company, well, a restaurant that's been around 60 years for a reason. Okay. Do you know how hard it is, especially in San Francisco, to be around for 60 years?
Ain't that the truth?
And, you know, they're very, I mean, it's just great people and just a great vibe. You know, all the help always comes up, treats me well. And most importantly, guys, it's, you know, we're lucky to have Tommy as a sponsor, but then they got a sponsor to sponsor the event. So they're basically laying out the red carpet. We have the back room for us. You know, you're going to be able to see what it is. It's in a nice part. And we're just going to have fun. So if you can make it, we'd love you to have. If you can't make it, we understand. Not everyone's going to be able to make it, but we're there. It's going to be your loss. And it's going to be one of probably, I'd say 6 adventures we're going to do as a Giant Sports Talk Live this year.
Oh, dude, it's good. I'm telling you, I can't wait, man.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
And Insane opening day. It's up. There's 2 opening days, so you got to be more specific. Is it opening night on the Wednesday or opening day? And I'll tell you right now,
Friday, right?
On Friday,
or Saturday,
the tickets, basic tickets, because what the Giants have done. They have made this series and the final series of the Dodgers, they're known as home run games. So someone like me, I don't have tickets for opening day, right? I don't have them. My brother's using them. Our costs were a game against like Pittsburgh on a Sunday might be about $160 or $612. So when you see the cost for opening day and you're going, oh my God, they're so expensive, because the Giants basically do that for 2 weekends, the first weekend of the year and then the Dodgers final weekend. And then, that's why a lot of times, hey, if I don't go to opening day, I'll go to another game, and their tickets are usually 1/3. But opening day, good seats like by the dugout are, I'd say, almost $600 to $1,000 easy.
Right.
Even bleachers are like $300 or $400. It's just, what it's going to be.
It's no joke, man.
Yeah.
It's no joke when those big teams show up. Insane says they're going to be a USA Canada postgame. Probably, I would think, unless there's some gigantic Giants news where Giants will take the headline. It's probably good. Look, and when we come back here on Friday, because we're going to have to wrap it up here, is there's going to be cuts. They should be cuts by Friday. So we'll probably do the post game, then we'll talk about who's off the team, so to speak, and we could kind of chew the fat on that topic for a little while and see where it goes. Because again, it's going to be that much closer. Because once we get to Saturday, man, once we get to the get together on Saturday, or even a live stream on Friday, we're less than 2 weeks away from opening day, man. So
yeah. And Friday the game starts at 5. So like tonight we didn't really do a post game because it was literally 35 minutes until 8. You know what I mean? Because this game started earlier. So now here's the other thing, Eric, and the chat, is that the game starts at 5 and it's USA Canada and it ends after 8, like it's in the 8th inning and it's something we might break in, but most likely we will be on at 8:00 right on Friday.
Yeah, we'll be at 8:00, whether the game is still going on or whether it's over, because that's the time. You guys know we're here 3 days a week, 8:00. That's our time until the games start, right? And then the post game will start shortly after the game ends. And you'll be on here to be able to talk some Giants post-game stuff. So, yeah, man, I tell you, it's going to be fun. Yeah, so, yeah, insane. Probably going to be post-game of USA versus Canada quarterfinals. So. Ooh, Armand, that's rough. That's rough. Man, $300. That's no joke. Again, it's opening day, man. And that's where they make a shit ton of money. Even teams that suck, absolutely suck, will have a big showing on opening day. But then after that,
last year, was it Tampa Bay 2 years ago? But last year, I think it might have been Cleveland. It wasn't that great, but the tickets still were, $600-$700 for something decent.
Come on, Rosemont. That's an excuse, man. We're there till 7:00, man. Come on, dude. Rosemont. I don't want to hear excuses. Damn it. Mike says, and then we'll get out of here. And the thing is, Giants usually do flash sales like $15 opening week. Yeah. They'll opening day, not so much, but opening week. Yeah, you'll probably see the deals.
Especially with the Yankees, because you got to remember how many Yankee fans are in town. It's a big event for them.
Yeah.
Because they
and that's going to be interesting. Yankees travel well, Yankee fans, I should say. So it'll be interesting to see how many Yankees fans are going to be in Oracle Park on that opening week.
Yep.
All right. Let's get the hell out of here, Lou.
Goes quick when it's fun.
I tell you, man, it flies by. By the way, Glenn texted me. He will be at that Mexican CRL. I'll say that Mexican minor league team
game Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, Glenn will be. He just texted me, so he will be there as well. All right, let's get the heck out of here.
See you guys Friday night, hopefully for a big USA victory.
Yeah. Hey, be safe out there, guys. A lot of crazy stuff going on out there. Again, we got baseball to come here and not worry about all that crazy stuff going on out there in the world. So, guys, be good, and we will see you Friday night. Woo!
You've been watching Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.